Hello, the person watching this. I'm gonna make a tutorial on how to make low poly trees. So this is the tree I'll be trying to recreate. I just made this. So if you like this tree, you can keep watching, and I'm gonna show how to make it. So I'm gonna try to like put in some commands so that you can use, and you'll get better if you keep using Blender on all the commands and stuff. So Shift Z to render out an image in real time, I would say. Otherwise you click here, render image, and you render from a camera to get it to a PNG file. So let's just get started. So first of all, we're gonna press Shift A. A stands for add. You can see that. Then we're gonna add a cube. And if you're using a numpad, you can press 5 for 2D view. It's gonna look a bit weird. Then press 1 to see in front. You can use 3 from the side or 7 from the top. So press 1 again. Press Z to see through, like face. This is called a face, and faces don't. You can see through the faces if you press Z, and click back on vertice mode, so you can drag single vertices. Then you want to, as I said, press C to get this one. With this one you can select multiple, instead of, you can hold down Shift to select multiple vertices, faces or edges. But it's a lot quicker than to do this, or just do this. It saves some time. So select them. Then you want to click G. I'm not sure why it's the G key, but G it's set for moving around. I would say. And then you just drag it up a bit. This is gonna be the base for the tree. And when you drag it out, make sure to either press R to rotate it a bit so it doesn't seem too stiff, and press S to scale it. Otherwise it will just look like that. That isn't a nice tree. So scale it a bit, like that. And E, you press E to drag it out. Oh, this tutorial is gonna be a mess. E to drag it out. E stands for extrude. So you can drag it out a bit. Press R and scale. Extrude. Rotate. R. Scale it. Rotate. Scale. So press 5 on numpad again to get back to the normal view. This doesn't look nice at all, but we can use this. So press Control R, and this is called loop cut. So the purple thingies, it indicates where it will cut. So you can use the scroll to make multiple cuts. But we're just gonna use a couple one. Like that. And now you can press O. I can't remember what's it called. Proportional editing. I remember it because I somehow thought it stood for organic editing because of a O. So I'm just gonna call it organic editing. It's easy for me. So press R now. Okay, so you can use this axis, right? No. I'm gonna explain this first. Organic editing makes so if you grab this vertex, you see how everything follows? If I press O again, it's just that vertex. So it makes like everything follow, and you can use the scroll to make it bigger, or smaller. And what we're gonna do? Select the top part. I think will be nice. No, a bit lower, I think. So press R and Z and make it pretty big. See that it now the whole tree curves. And I think we're gonna press 1 and 5 on the numpad again to try make the tree a bit more lively. I have no idea how this is gonna turn out. Okay, but this technique I used for the last one. So this is gonna be in a pretty weird order, but you can. This is called object mode. It's where you can like move around all the objects, and if you press tab, you get this mode, or you can just select it here. So what we want to do now is loop cut, Control R again, so get this. Now you can use, if you press Alt and press right click, you can select like in a ring, I would say, or all of the vertices that are connected. It's difficult to explain, and you can combine that with Alt and hold down Shift and right click. You can select multiple, and now we want to like scale it out from the middle point, and the way to do that is use the Z axis. So you press S, Shift, Z. We're not gonna use proportional editing. So S, Shift, Z, and drag it out. I think that kind of looks nice. We're gonna make a material also. Specular, I don't really like that, so we're gonna disable it. You can see it's glowing here. It's due to reflections, but if you take down specular, it disappears. So here we got a pretty good base. Here we're gonna fix it a little bit. So like that. Then you select all of it. You can press A for all to select all of it. Then you're gonna go to tools and press subdivide. And what this does, it's like it cuts all faces. So you can make and also if you're using this tutorial for game development, one thing to keep track of is vertices, because if you make an open world game, these vertices are pretty whoops. These vertices are pretty demanding to print out, if that makes sense. So you want to keep them as low as possible while maintaining a good good graphics. Just gonna that can happen. You can also double press the G to follow edges. It's pretty useful. This looks pretty normal. So yeah, like I said, select all, subdivide, and here you can see the amount of vertices. 5,000, and it looks the same also. So you see this, then it's subdivided. It looks exactly the same. There's literally no difference, and therefore it's best to keep it down on vertices and edges and stuff. So we want to make it a bit more random and not just how should I put it? We want to make it more random. So we're gonna press the randomize button, and you can play around a bit with the settings. And as you see, this doesn't look nice, but we will fix it with a modifier called decimate. So I think we're happy with that. So you can scale and make it even more random. I think that's nice. So go back to object mode tab and go to the you can press T and N to remove these side thingies also. Go to the tool, I don't know what it's called, but this is the modifier tab. So go here to generate and find decimate, and what this will do, it will like terminate vertices and connect it with others, if that makes sense. So it will lower this. So 0.1, 1.0 will it's all the vertices that it originally had. So if I drag this down, you can see it starts to change. And you can also see up here that the vertices are going down, or here. And we're gonna find a shape that we like. This can we can easily fix this. We can fix this later. So I don't know what kind of. I think that looks kind of nice. Or should we go for? Nah, a bit more. That I'm happy with that. So a thing you can. You need to be in object mode to apply this. So it won't let you in edit mode. So just go there and apply. And here we have the new mesh. Now we're gonna check for this doesn't look good. So we can see if we can fix it. I pressed G 2 times to drag it along the edges. I don't like that one. You can use X to change like faces and stuff, and we're gonna delete. It's delete. So we're gonna delete faces because we want to delete these four, and then we can shift to select multiple, and then F to fill, and fill, and then we fix that. Now we want to make some branches. So what we can do is just Shift D to duplicate. You can move this around, but we want to make this a bit more smaller. Now we want to rotate, so we press R and then X to rotate along the X axis, and G and Y. Scale on this Z axis. Then we can proportional editing O again. So Blender can be pretty difficult to learn at first. I know then when I first started, that was like I think 8 years ago, but I was really young then, and I tried to make animations, but I didn't know how to even control the camera, so I just gave up. So now I've been using Blender for like a year. So you'll get better. I can show some characters I made later. And here you see, because this branch is like a lot smaller than this one, and both of these are the same object, and they are 416 vertices. Then you can decimate this one without making. Now now we have half of the faces that we had in the beginning, almost the half, and it still look good. So we can take it down even more. I think that one is good. Maybe scale it up a bit. Duplicate again. Shift D. I'm sorry if I'm not talking right now. I think I think I'm pretty bad at English, but I will try to improve if you like my creations. I don't think this is turning out the same as the other one, but that's okay. That's okay. Can go for a willow type. I don't know. So what you want to do when we want a lot of branches on some trees. So instead of doing each individual branch, it's useful to make one branch with other branches and then just duplicate it multiple times and change it up just a bit. I think that looks good. Good enough. Now you can press shift to select both of them, then P. Wait, what? Control P, and then object. No? Wait. Okay, I have no idea what I just did. Wait a minute. For some reason it doesn't want to. Have I forgotten how to parent? I don't know what I've done, but it should be press to object and then control P and then set parent to object. Loop in parents. Huh. It still follows, but okay. Oh well, we can just leave it at that. It's okay. So you copy this branch, duplicate it, I mean, and then you can make it another size, maybe a bit taller, higher up, I mean. Copy this again, rotate 180 degrees. Hmm. I guess we're happy about that. Um, oh wait, maybe we should. No, remove that one. Pick these ones. Put them up here. I think we want to make the photo from here, I would do. Alt P to clear that parent. Then you click Shift A and then go down to Metaball. And what Metaballs does is that you can, if you duplicate this, you see that they like stick to each other. So it's really nice to make a tree shape. Leaf shape, I mean. So we're just gonna rotate it till we're happy. I'm gonna link to the person that I watch when I just started out. I think it's really good. I think his channel was called Mirza. It's a really small channel, but a lot bigger than mine. But I really enjoy his content. He's really talented. So I don't. I think I'm gonna make some trees that he made. Uh, I love his trees. They are really beautiful. It doesn't really matter how many metaballs you use. Uh, can maybe more difficult or easier for you if you use more. Uh, because this will become one mesh later on, so it doesn't matter. Just like that. I think we're happy with that. So now we're just gonna select all. And I noticed a problem earlier, and that's if you sometimes all the metaballs have this circle around them. If all of them are orange, it means that none of them are becoming the parent. You need to click on one of them to make one yellow, and then Alt C, and you want the metaball to become a mesh from curve meta blah blah blah. Click that, and now you have a mesh. I accidentally... No, I don't think so. And now you see this is kind of ugly. You see it's very smooth. If you may like that, I don't like it at all. So if you want it, you can keep it. But what I would do is go here, edit mode, select all, and go to shading and UVs. And faces are gonna be flat. So you see the difference. Now also, this is pretty... There's a lot of squares, and in my opinion, I don't like that in low poly. I think we're gonna Shift L to remove. You can press L to select a certain object that isn't attached to each other, or Shift L to deselect them. Now what we want to do is maybe add a color. So new, and make it green, maybe. Should we make it... I will make it green. And I don't like this square shape, as I said. And you can clearly see it here. And I think you can solve it by two ways. So it's a lot of buttons here, but you shouldn't worry about that. You'll learn later on to use more and more. And some are more useful than others in certain situations. So triangulate, I think is nice. It will... doesn't really show it, but it will like draw... You see, here was a face earlier, and if we triangulate, it makes it to triangles. So we can apply that in object mode, and we got more triangles. And now add modifier, decimate, and drag it also like that. So went from 1,700 faces to 300 maybe. I think that's nice. I think we are happy with that. You can put more time. I don't know how long I've been recording for, but I want this tutorial to be like 50 minutes, not more than that. So add a light, Shift A, and go to lamp and sun, and then I would go to the world settings, and I think all of these are unchecked in the beginning. So click on ambient occlusion, environment lighting, och indirect lighting to make your scene really beautiful. You can also add a sky if you want that. I don't think that's... I don't know. Try to... I think that's a mastery. So if you want to render this out, maybe I should. You'll need to add a camera. So Shift A, camera, and here you have a camera. And an easy way to position this is to select the camera, so it's yellow. Then press 0. Oh, we got two cameras. Wait. Press 0, and you're in this camera. Then Shift F to go to free mode, and you position this like you want it. So maybe like that. And then you press render image, and then it's done. Press here and 3D view to go back. And where the file would go is to the temp file, the temp folder. So you can press this and select like desktop here, and name it. And now it will be on the desktop. Right. And render dimensions is pretty important to drag that up to 100. Otherwise it will be 50% of the resolution. Okay, to give an example, this is a 1% resolution, this is an 10% resolution, and this is 100. So naturally you want the best quality for your image. I think that's all for this tutorial. Thank you all for watching, and I may see you in the future.